All right, in this video, we're going to continue with adding fractions. So again, the first step of adding fractions is to factor your denominators here. And at this point, we should be getting much better at factoring. So looks like there is no greatest common factor for either of these. And since there's three terms, we're going to have opposite of FOIL for both of these. So we need factors of 6 in the first one that add up to 5. So our factors are 1 and 6 and 2 and 3, and apparently 2 and 3 are the ones that add up to 5. So we're going to have an m and an m. That'll get us m squared. And then for our last terms, we're going to have a plus 2 and a plus 3. Because 2 times 3 gets you 6, but positive 3m and positive 2m will get you the positive 5m. So there's that denominator factored. And then we need to factor the second denominator over here. So we're looking for factors of 12 that are going to be opposite signs, so they get you a negative, that then subtract together to get you the 4. So 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. It looks like 2 and 6 will subtract together to get you a 4. So we're going to have an m and an m, a 2 and a 6, and then since we want a negative 4 at the end, the 6 needs to be negative and the 2 needs to be positive, because negative 6 and positive 2 get you negative 4. Okay? So now the second step will be, after factoring that, is to simplify any fractions. Now recall that this m minus 3 is an entire chunk. And because this is addition, we can't cancel across, but we can't cancel up and down. So is there an m minus 3 on the bottom? Doesn't appear so. Is there an m minus 6 on the bottom here? Absolutely. So these can go ahead and cancel, which leaves you with just a 1 in the numerator there. So now we're ready to make the denominators the same. And here, let's go ahead and clean this up. Let's write what we have left here. We have an m minus 3 on the top, and then we have an m plus 2 times an m plus 3 over, or plus 1 over m plus 2. Now what we really want to do is we want these two numerators to look 100, or these two denominators to look 100% the same. Well, they're pretty close. They both have an m plus 2, but this one over here is missing an m plus 3. So let's go ahead and add it in. So if we multiply the bottom by an m plus 3, we can do that as long as we also multiply the top by an m plus 3, because whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top. And looks like we have a common denominator. So now we're ready to write this as one fraction. We have our common denominator of m plus 2 plus m plus 3. And then our numerator, we just need to add these together. So it looks like we have an m minus 3 plus, since we're just multiplying by a 1, that's just going to be m plus 3. And it looks like a negative 3 and a positive 3 added together to get you 0. So those cancel out, which then leaves us with our final answer on this one. M plus m gets you 2m, and then that's over m plus 2 times m plus 3. Okay, so there's your final simplified fraction.